Hey, what's up, you guys? BDL44 coming at you with another video. All right, so I realized I broke down the other two games, but didn't break down Warriors Nuggets, and we have a Warriors Nuggets matchup coming up in about an hour or so. And I figured to be consistent, I might as well just dip in and say something about this. So this is that. So the Warriors, they have three of the best players playing in the playoffs right now, and Steph Curry, Jordan Poole, and Klay Thompson. And of course, Draymond Green is thrown in the mix as well for defensive purposes and facilitating and all the good stuff that he brings to the table, intangible, all of that stuff. Nikola Jokic, on the other hand, just won the MVP last year and could be winner this year. He's definitely in the mix. We'll find out soon, I'd imagine. Other than that, his team is just a bunch of guys who are really solid, good guys, players that would make a team really good if they had their stars with them. But because they're missing their stars in Murray and Porter, they have to find so much from other areas, and they just don't have enough for a team like Golden State with so much experience. And you couple that with the depth that they've been able to develop over the last several years, it just makes it impossible to play against them. They can switch up multiple styles. And the only teams that I think Golden State is really going to have issues with are teams with huge centers, which the Nuggets obviously have. But again, you got to have your full team to go up against a team like the Golden State Warriors. You can't be down your second and third best player. So, yeah, this in theory should be a series that the Nuggets would win if they were fully healthy. Or not say win, but at least, make a real series out of it and put some real pressure on the Golden State Warriors. I mean, they have plenty of weapons, as we know. A guy like Will Barton being your fourth best option or fifth best option makes you fantastic. So the Nuggets are good, but they just miss those two guys. And when you talk about what they bring to the table scoring-wise, that's substantial. You're talking about anywhere from 25 to 60 points, depending on how good those guys are playing on a given night between the two of them. So, I'm not as surprised to see what we're seeing here. With this series shifting back to Denver tonight, I expect the Bones Highlands and the Monte Morrises of the world to play well. Going back home, Aaron Gordon, guys like that, their numbers should go up. It should be the atmosphere in Denver should be super excited. It's playoff time. I know how they get down. It should be, a huge advantage having that arena behind them. But they're up against it, man. They're dealing with Steph Curry and Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole. And that's just what it is. And everybody understands that when you have that type of shooting on the floor, it's a problem in and of itself. Then you consider the fact that they're a pretty good defensive team as well. As I said, the depth, the different types of lineups they can put on the floor with the different types of positionless players all up and down the lineup and stuff like that. Golden State has what they need to compete right now. And Steph Curry is now taking a bow away from the starting lineup as a means of strategizing for this matchup properly while allowing himself to heal from this injury. And I think it's been a perfect thing because it's given Jordan Poole an opportunity to have the guard spot to himself in that starting lineup. And he and Klay Thompson play off each other very well. And I think it works as well because it seemed as if Klay Thompson was really having issues trying to implement himself back into the lineup. It seemed like he was down on himself, And I think this allows him to stay in the starting lineup without worrying about losing that spot and have Jordan Poole still be able to keep his momentum going simultaneously. And I really think Steph Curry, agreeing to take that bench role for the time being was the perfect thing for this team. It's the right thing for the strategy of beating the Denver Nuggets. And I just think it's a win-win-win on all fronts, so long as Steph Curry is humble and willing to do it. And he is. One of the most unselfish superstars of all time. He does not get enough credit for that. Fact of the matter is, he was winning championships, welcomed the best scorer in the world, and not too many people talk about how a guy like Steph Curry, who was at one point being argued as the best player in the league between him and LeBron James, welcome a guy like KD in took a couple steps back so KD could be KD. That wasn't easy to do, allowing KD to come in the mix. They had a good thing going, you know what I mean? And then when KD left, you didn't hear him talking no crap. He just, stayed on his team, got back healthy, stayed with the game plan of what the organization was trying to do. And here they are again with another contending team without KD once again. Steph Curry showing that he's willing to sacrifice regardless if it's his minutes or his role in his prime or what have you. He doesn't care. He wants to win and he wants to help it. The Golden State Warriors do that, and I just want to give him this credit. He doesn't get enough credit for that. One of the most unselfish superstars in the history of the sport. So, just want to put that out there. And I think this game, it's one of those things where you lean on Denver winning this game. The game is headed back to altitude. Those guys are going to be jumping. Jokic is going to make the adjustments necessary. I'd expect him to shoot the three again because that's been something he hasn't done. And it really does help him. At the end of the day, he just needs to do what it is that he does, and he needs his teammates to help him. I think they need to rely on Monte Morris scoring a bit more than they've asked themselves to. He's just a nice weapon that I don't think they get the most out of. Give him a little more rope in a game like tonight. I think you'll feel good about that. Will Barton's a big game out of Will Barton is due as well. And Bones Highland, again, Bones Highland is a player who's just continuing to have a great opportunity with this team. One of the only rookies on the team, and if not the only rookie on the team, and he has a pretty solid role with a lot of minutes. So this is great experience for him, playoff experience. And you could totally see, regardless of what happens here, how much better Denver's going to be because of the playoff experience a player like he is getting right now. Even if Denver doesn't win a game in this series, I don't think it's panic time for the roster. Like I said, I do think Mike Malone might have some things to consider. But all in all, Denver is still a team where you want to see what they look like healthy. And if Jamal Murray is at his best, Porter's at his best, they're just simply scary. I don't think anybody's going to argue with that. They really do have plenty, but it's just, you already down two players. Now you got to go in there and try to go up against full teams. It's just tough. But I think what you can also give Denver credit for is just a testament to how much depth they have just off rip. Give their GM credit and their organization credit for just making sure they had so much talent. We talk about teams that are super deep in this league. Well, Denver's in the 5 spot missing their 2 guys. I'd say they're pretty dang deep. So that is also something I want to give them credit for. But anyway, that's what I got, man. There'll be other games to talk about, of course. I don't want to kind of blend topics, but there's a couple games going on right now, and there's some shocking stuff. So I'm going to get back to it. And I thank you guys for watching me. My name is BDF44. Everybody enjoy the game, and I'm out.